Hey everybody, Kensurfs here. We're in the shave den and it's going to be another shave. I'm trying to incorporate a couple of the requests into one shave today. I've been using the Rockwell 6C in a lot of my videos. And I purchased a Rockwell 6S many years ago. And I've used it in a lot of shaves, the stainless version. And people are saying, hey, you never use the 6S anymore. And at the same time, I've got people saying, hey, Rockwell makes the T2 butterfly adjustable razor, and you haven't used that in a while. Is it possible to do a comparison? So actually what we'll do today is we'll do a side-by-side shave with the Rockwell 6S in stainless and the Rockwell T2 in gunmetal. Then we'll talk a little bit about that. I'm also going to be using, I showed this is a Mennen aftershave, and this is from Europe. It's available in Europe. I'm going to be honest, I don't quite know how I ended up with this. I buy a lot of products. I get a lot of products, and they sit in my shelf in the garage, my cabinets, and I thought, hey, this one looks brand new. And it was. I took it out of the package, so I go, I'm going to use Mennen today. So I'll be interested in trying this today and see how it goes. The brush and bowl. My father, who... Actually, my father passed away in 1999. I miss him a lot. In fact, he's right up here. I don't know if you could see that. Let's see if we can move. There he is right there. Oops. There he is right there. And that picture was taken about 1980, 1979, where he was shaving in the kitchen sink. And I took a photo of him when I was in a photography class, and I've had that ever since. And somebody mentioned, here we go. Somebody mentioned, hey, in 2019, you did tribute shave to your father on Father's Day. Is it possible to do another tribute shave to your father? And great idea. In fact, for Father's Day, I'm probably going to do it. I've got sunblock on my nose. So on Father's Day, I'll probably do a tribute shave, and I'll use what he was using in that video. Since when would that have been? 79, 80, you couldn't really get DE blades and DE razors that easily. He was using the Track 2, and oh man, I got something in my eye. So I'll probably use a Track 2 in that. But my father was in the Royal Navy. He was in the Navy, Merchant Navy. He joined the Navy in 1944 at age 15. He had to get out of the house. He actually was awarded the War Medal. In fact, maybe 15 years ago, I applied to England. I had his records, his diary, all of the ships he was on. And I had to pay a gentleman in England to do the research and bring it to the war, I don't know, in England. Anyway, they sent my mother the War Medal for serving in World War II. He was in from 1944. In the Merchant Navy, got drafted into the Royal Navy. He actually went to Omaha Beach, but not on D-Day. It was months after, and he was bringing prisoners. He was on the ships that were bringing prisoners back from France, German prisoners from France, back to England. And he picked up he was giving them cigarettes, and they were giving him cool, medals and, stuff, flags. He brought some cool stuff back, and I really miss him. He died in 1999 of cancer, lymphoma, and so every once in a while, I think about him every day, but every once in a while, I like to do a shave, a tribute to him, and I like to use products. And he had a tattoo, being in the Navy, on his forearm, and it was a ship, and it said "Homeward Bound England," and I had a picture of the tattoo. And I sent it to Panta Rei, made in Sicily. Panta Rei makes custom brushes, Homeward Bound England. He made me this custom brush, and he made me this custom scuttle. And I've put a link to Panta Rei in the description of this video. I'm not sure if it's still an active link, but he's still out there, and he's still producing items. He's on Instagram, and I ordered these, and they're always on my display. I really like them, so I'm going to be using this today. Tribute to my dad. I'm going to put this, and this is heavy. I don't use it too often because I'm afraid if I drop it, it's not gonna, in fact, too much water. Still too much. I like to keep the water level below the glue line. All right, so we'll have that soaking. And I'm going to be using 2 razors today from Rockwell. People have asked, you don't use your 6S, can you do a side-by-side shave? So I've got 2 razors here, 2 Rockwell razors, and let me open them up and get them out. This is what you get if you purchase a Rockwell razor. This is the T2 in gunmetal, and it is a twist to open, adjustable. And man, beefy, got a lot of weight behind it. And you get I've got like a leather cover, and I've got the Rockwell blades. I'm not gonna use the Rockwell blades in these razors. I'm very familiar with the Wilkinson Sword Gillette, so I'm gonna use that. This video is gonna go more than 15 minutes. For those of you who don't like long videos, you can always fast forward. This was my first Rockwell razor that I purchased. This is a 6S. Let me open that up. A 6S, and it's a 3-piece, and it comes with adjustable base plates. The base plates will have one aggressive number on one side and then the other number on the other side. You can kind of choose. I'm going to be using this in today's shave too, in the side-by-side. Hold on a second, I got to clear some of this. If I can press pause. And it's not letting me pause. Well, that was annoying. It wouldn't let me pause. You saw me hitting that phone. Who knows? All right, so I'm going to be using the 2 razors today, side by side. And I'm going to be using Wilkinson Sword Gillette from India in the saloon pack. I'm very familiar with these blades. I'm going to use them. I'm going to use both razors on setting number 3. I'm also going to be using, haven't used it in a while, from Mitchell's Wool Fat, made in England. A really good puck. It's sealed. I'm going to use my, got a nice gift from my friend Tom. Got a nice old-timer pocket knife here. Let's open this up. Let's open, I'm going to, I'm off camera, so I'm going to, let's see, open that up. There we go. Set the knife down. I'll drop it on my foot like an idiot. I'm going to open up the Wool Fat. Very nice. Open this one up. It's wrapped in paper. Very nice. And I'm going to put it in the bottom of the Panta Rei bowl. Hopefully I'm squeezing it so it kind of stays in place. And I've got it set up there. All right, I'm using base plate number 3 on the stainless 6S. And let me open up the blades too. I figure instead of having all of this done off camera, I'll do it on camera for you. You can always fast forward if you like, or if you don't like. Come on, here we go. Now let's see, ripped it. Be very careful when you're opening up your DE blades, okay? If you've cut yourself with one of these bad boys, you know what damage can be done. There we go. I've put it on the base plate. There's a tiny bit of an overhang, so I can hang on to that blade. That's Rockwell number 3. Snap that in. Torque that down. We're ready to go with this one. This one is a twist open. Twist open. Let's get another blade out. Now, some purists or perfectionists is going to say, well, you know, that one blade might be sharper than the other, and that's true, but I'm going to make an assumption here, an engineering assumption, that they're the same sharpness. Drop that blade in, tighten that down. Before I do that, I want to make sure I'm on setting number 3. I'm going to swing this around. There's the arrow. I don't know if you can quite see it. And I'm on setting number 3. I'm going to tighten this down now. Very smooth turning. The threads are very fine threads on this, so You got to turn it a few times before she opens up. Some of the older Gillettes, you turn it, it opens up quite quickly, which means there's fine threads on this. So I've got those two. I'm gonna drop these on the floor because I'm lazy. And I think we're ready for a shave, side by side. All right, I will use the T2, this is in gunmetal, and I think the MSRP, well, first of all, the 6C goes for about 60 bucks. This one in gunmetal, I believe goes for about $120 MSRP. You can find them on sale. And this, no, excuse me, I think this one is $149. This one dropped from $150 down to $120, the stainless. And you can get this in stainless. You can get this in a lot of varieties, and you can get this in a lot of varieties. Black, I think gold, but you have your choice here. And I know someone's gonna say, hey, $100 for a razor, it's a one-time investment. One of these will last you your life, and you can hand it off to your kid, your grandkid. These are like heirloom quality razors. They will last a long time. There's not a lot that's gonna break on them, and they're pretty good. And by the way, one good thing about the folks at Rockwell, and again, I bought these, but one good thing about the folks at Rockwell, they watch the channel and they've given a code, 10% off. If you use the code Kensurfs, you get 10% off any purchase from Rockwell. I think I've mentioned that before. You don't have to buy, you don't want to. I'm just showing you a demo. But hey, saving 10% is saving 10%. All right, let's wet the face. Oh, and I'm growing out my goatee. See, it's coming in. I'm growing it out. So I'm going to skip that part. Now, I got my Panta Rei brush, and this is a badger. I think a Manchurian badger I have in this one. And we'll be using the Mitchell's Wool Fat. I don't think I've used wool fat soap in quite a while. Very popular in Europe. Oh yeah, there we go. Very popular in Europe. You can get it out here in the US. And again, I'm not too worried about the goatee. I don't want to put anything on the goatee, so I'll leave that. Only thing I'm afraid of with this is if I have wet hands, it's ceramic and very slick. I'm afraid I don't want to drop it, so I'm very cautious. Okay, I'm going to use the T2 on setting 3 on the right side of my face. Put a little water on that. Let's go. Hear the feedback? Nice feedback. That razor's singing. And knocked it down fantastic. All right. Now the 6S. And the 6S has a little bit shorter handle, as you see. A little bit shorter. About the same feel. Setting 3 on this one feels like setting 3 on that one. A lot of weight on both of these. I think it's 316 stainless. I didn't even turn that one around. With the grain, that's with the grain. My neck grows at a 45-degree angle like this, so it's kind of not exactly with the grain or across the grain. The feel is pretty good. But that means our shave would be over. I'd be slapping on some Mennen. We're gonna do one more pass. I'm gonna put a tad more water on that. The soap's pretty good. You guys used Mitchell's Wool Fat before? Is in Panta Rei, you use Panta Rei. Oh, nice and thick. Very nice. And And I know I put my soap on very thin. It's just the way I like it. A lot of you guys like, you know, that looks like whipped cream lather. All right, across the grain. Dripping water off my fingers onto the floor. And on my neck, I go up over, since this is kind of a 45-degree angle. I can tell there's not much cutting there. It got most of it off already. Oh, very nice. Very nice. So that razor and that blade combo, Wilkinson Sword, works great. I'm not knocking the Rockwell blades. I just don't have as many uses on the Rockwell blades as I do with the Wilkinson Sword Gillette, rotating it. Hear a little feedback. Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. Okay. A little cold water. Oh man, dropped all my blades. They all fell out in the sink. I don't want them to get soaking, because I don't want them to rust. All right, put them on the shelf. Here we go. I'm torn on what, if I do a tribute shave to my dad, basically, or a Father's Day shave with some products my dad used, and if I do use the Acura razor, I'm torn between the aftershaves because he used Hc&c and he also used English leather. We got English leather. You can just kind of see it off to the side there. Probably I'll use English leather. I used Hc&c not too long ago. All right. And from Europe, Mennen. I think Peter, a friend of mine who's over in Europe, he says he's seen this before on the shelves. But I don't see this on the shelves out here. Okay. Holy cow. Okay. This side burns more. The side burnt more. And I don't know if that means that I got a closer shave or it just took off a little more hair or a little more skin. But as far as BBS shave, it's there. It's there. Just this side burnt more. So you can take that for what it's worth. I don't know if that means that it's closer. Oh man, now the Mennen's starting to kick up. Yeah, it's got the initial burn, and now it's got that cooling effect, like menthol. It's really cooling. And it smells pretty good. All right. So there we have both razors. They function great. If it's an issue of price or an issue of style, personally, I have probably more Gillette twist opens than I do, than I do three-piece for sure. I kind of like the idea of the three-piece. It kind of locks into place every time about the same, but twist open is much easier and it's all self-contained. You don't have to have all those extra base plates with it. So it's a matter of preference. It is definitely a matter of preference. If I was traveling, and I was traveling for like a couple, 3-4 weeks, and I was going to be shaving, maybe not every day, this might be easier because you don't have to bring the base plates. This one, you have to, unless you're happy with a one base plate. And again, well, one base plate has 2 choices. And I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what's on the other side of 3. I think it's 1. See, that's number 3, and that is number 1. So you have our super mild, and then it kicks up a little bit more. So I guess it's personal preference. I've got much more experience with the twist opens, but I kind of like the 3-piece a little better. All right, but again, that's me. You guys can do what you want. Thank you for watching. Thank you very much for your subscriptions. Happy Father's Day this weekend. It's coming up in a couple of days. Hope you have a great day today. It's almost the end of the week, and I hope you have a fantastic Father's Day and a fantastic weekend. So until next time, stay safe and keep on shaving. All right, bye for now.